What's that, Nate?
I could really use a beer.
Oh, me too.
You like that segue?
I do. I love it.
I'm getting better at them.
Yes, you are, baby. Tonight, we're drinking coffee latte from Perrin Brewing Company. One of my favorite places to drink or drink from.
That's true. Perrin's not too far from where we live.
And you can still get stuff from Perrin during the quarantine, which is super awesome. If you order online, you can go up to there and grab them. They are actually doing their Perrin No Rules release party soon.
Yes.
Normally, that's a huge, big backyard bash that you have to wait in line for. Last year, me and Nate went and we got our beer, but we weren't able to get any of the variants because we weren't there early enough.
Yeah, all the special flavors they come out with every year.
This year, since nobody can go in person, they're doing an online release party. So you can get there on the Facebook and you can just order online. And I'm going to get me some of that peanut butter cup No Rules porter.
Like a lot.
A lot of it.
A lot of it. Perrin, I'm coming.
Well, no, not really, but kind of.
I will be.
But this coffee latte is a full-bodied brown ale with coffee, light chocolate notes, and rich roasted aromatics with creamy milk sugar for a malt finish. And it's damn good.
Let me go ahead and try some of this here. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That actually tastes like coffee grain, like black coffee.
I think I've tried that beer before, but I liked it both times, so I'm not gonna, complain about it.
I'm definitely tasting, the roastiness to it, and I'm not getting much of the chocolate, though. It's really coffee forward. It's fucking awesome.
Perfect for during the middle of a podcast.
That's right. Well, if you guys get a chance to order some beer from Perrin, or you find it in a store near you, make sure you pick that up because it is really, really good. I'm going to go get one for myself, and we'll be back right after this. All right, we are back, and we are about to do one of the things that you are not supposed to do directly after drinking beer, and that's play with a knife.
Yay!
So, Zedd needs to shave his face, right? So he asks for Richard's knife. And Richard's like, you can use it, but it's kind of dull. Probably not going to work well for shaving.
Right.
I don't know anybody who has ever owned a knife ever that hasn't tried to shave the hairs off of their forearm with it to, test the sharpness. Just a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to blow your mind then. I mean, probably not, though, because you bought me a knife.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we have a rule that I'm not allowed sharp things. So, I've never played with my knife like that because I know I will cut myself if I do.
Yeah, well, you are a bit of a special case when it comes to sharp things. She just gets cut. I don't know how.
But this scene is actually a really good example of additive magic, and it's something that throughout the series when I've had to okay, exactly how does additive magic work versus subtractive magic, this is something in my head that I've referred to. Normally when you sharpen a knife, you grind it down to make it sharper.
Right.
And he was able to accomplish the same thing by adding to it. And that seemed like a stupid thing to go back to, but I don't know. I know that I definitely went back to this in my mind once or twice, being like, oh, okay, that's something that would apply here.
I mean, he can add to it in the perfect shape or angle or whatever it has to be to put a nice sharp edge on that knife.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't take steel away, which is normally what you would do when you sharpen it.
Yeah. At this point, after Zedd shaves his face, Richard randomly kind of brings up Addie, and I'm guessing it's just oh, you old man, you and your old ways, you need a fucking woman to take care of you.
I know why he brought it up is because he was sharpening a knife. Richard has spent a lot of time polishing his sword now that he knows he can't get with Kaylin.
He's just trying to help his friend out.
Yeah, that's all.
To which Zedd is like, no, I know how nice Addie is. You don't need to underline that point to me, okay?
Oh, I know, boy.
But also, she has 2 feet. Just to further my point about additive magic and how cool it is to be a fucking wizard, I made her a foot.
Must have been after they got naked and did whatever together on the Wizard's Rock, right? Because we were with them when he was like, naked?
Yeah, but didn't he... Okay, I think maybe it was after. I thought it happened during the chapter. Like, I thought we knew that he did that. Or maybe he was just talking about doing it during the chapter.
I can just picture them afterwards, you know, him and her just got done doing what they wanted to do, and he just kind of glanced around and was like, hey, so do you want a foot?
In the post-coital bliss.
Yeah.
I feel like he did it during the chapter, though. At the very least, he talked about doing it during the chapter. He was like, I can fucking fix your foot, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah, he had to have.
But Zedd's like, yeah, see how awesome it is? I can sharpen your fucking sword. I can make feet. Like,
he had me sold at making feet.
Wouldn't this be cool? And Richard's like, if it's so awesome, how could you stand to live in Westland and not do any magic for the last, 20 years at the very least?
Right. Oh, yeah. All of Richard's life. We even put him at maybe 30.
Yeah.
So it could have been for the last 3 decades.
Yeah. And Zedd explains that there's danger and pain with being a wizard, just like with the fucking sword.
Real quick about the sword, too. Richard is now a seeker. He is an adventurer that has a sharp-ass magical sword, and to jump stories real fast, Star Wars, right? A lot of dudes running around with real sharp things. A lot of dudes running around with prosthetics, too. I wouldn't be so quick to be like, I don't want to learn magic if you know that you can just grow feet and, say, arms back. What if Richard loses his right arm? That'd be a good trick to know how to do.
Yeah, it's definitely handy.
Just say it. Sorry about that. Back to it.
No, and I mean, Kaylin does point this out. I mean, not exactly in the Star Wars way, but she is like, not everybody is asked to be a wizard, so maybe don't, spit on it.
Yeah, don't brush it off quite so fast.
Think about it. So Richard asks for clarification about, what does the pain and the danger entail, really? And that's when Zedd's like, oh, you barely done with the first lesson and already you want to move on to the second. Huh? You do want to be a wizard. I'm going to eat my apple and gloat. There's apples again, which is weird because it's in Zedd's mouth, though, because apples are all sexual now.
Yeah, it's weird to have anybody else who's not described as being hot eat an apple, because every single person reading this book went, but was the juice on his lips and going everywhere and running down his forearm and on his chest for some strange reason? I'm sorry.
See, if he had a beard, it would have gotten caught in the beard.
Yeah, and I don't know, Jade. I've had something of a beard a few times. Do you think sucking apple juice out of a beard is as sexy as just licking it off a chin?
I feel like we talked about this during that episode,
that
too,
could
didn't
very
we?
well be, yeah.
Mm.
That's why no beards for Zedd. He's like, nah, ladies don't like that shit, dude.
My chin's gonna be ready for the licking.
Yeah. See, I like Zedd. He's got this life thing figured out.
Well, Richard and Kayla decide not to tell him about the shit in the spirit house.
Yeah. Richard's like, Ixnay and the Eared House say.
Which, okay, I understand that there was a almost breach of Kaylin's magic in the spirit house, and that's why it might be somewhat pertinent to bring up.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely get chewed the fuck out for it. You almost did what? That could have been the whole mission. Y'all are dumb. It would have been bad.
But they've already been chewed out for it.
True.
And I feel like it's not something you have to share. We had a sexual moment. We don't need to share it with your old best friend.
Right. That's kind of private.
It's gonna be weird if we do.
This is not the same category as secrets you should be telling other people.
they gave him all the other intricate details of what's gone on. And you know that it's like, I don't know, that would be so awkward for me to be like, wait, and then what? Wait. And then what? Wait, slower.
And then I ate the apple.
Wait, let me get another apple and then tell a story.
Just the crunching of the apple every time would be like, okay.
But they do end up telling him everything since he got knocked out by the boundary. So, fully up to date.
Yeah, and now that he is up to speed, it's time to move on.
And we're walking.
Yup.
Walking.
We're just walking.
Except they are actively trying to hide Kaylin. And in my head, I got an image of the two of them with their cloaks spread like bat wings walking on either side of her.
Kaylin's got like a little hallway in between.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here. Move on, folks.
We are not hiding a person. Don't look at her.
Don't pay attention to the woman behind the cloak. Nothing to see here.
But they are on their way to Tamarang, and they're going to be there soon. Apparently, there's lots of refugees for some fucking reason.
Yeah, and well, the other thing that it points out, too, is that they're on roads from this point out. They're getting nearer the city. It's not just country land where they can camp wherever. They have to use the road to travel, and then they have to go way the fuck off the road while they camp to make sure that they stay away from people.
Yeah, because Kaylin, can't cut her hair or just like pin it up inside her hood.
Wear a hoodie. Yeah, that's
like a day.
Exactly. Put it away, man. That's called brandishing a weapon.
Jesus. You're trying to be a little sneaky here.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep your hair out, Kaylin. That's cool. So abruptly, after this, we are rejoining Rachel. And she's saying something real weird to her doll when you first see it. Maybe reading the actual book might not be as abrupt, but when we were listening to it, it was weird. Because we're like talking about traveling with Richard and Kaylin, and then you have Rachel like, do you like that? To her doll.
Yeah, it threw me off. I was like, wait, Rachel's back with Richard and Kaylin? What the hell happened?
Why is she asking if they like the way that feels? That's weird.
I didn't remember the chapter being like that.
This got weird. I want to go home.
But no, there's definitely a pause and a scene change when listened to again. She lights the fire stick, right, to get some like heat going.
Mm-hmm.
And it works.
Yeah. So that magic didn't fade when Giller died.
It's a fucking magic wand.
No, what? Yeah, it's magic. That's how she was, like, lighting shit in the bedroom.
But it's not necessarily Giller's magic.
Maybe it was, like, an artifact that Giller had that he passed on to her.
Right, that's what I mean. I think we're all reasonably sure that Sarah stopped talking because Giller died.
Yeah.
This is not the same thing.
Right. It's a magical artifact.
Right. She can light whatever the fuck she wants to on fire. She is Carrie. Kinda, but it has to be more intentional, I would hope.
Yeah. Well, she is sitting there and she's like making her little fire and eating berries with Sarah, and she starts getting bit by the blood flies, and it's sad because at first she's like, ow, that was mean, and then all of a sudden she's swarmed and she like runs out of her little wayward pine.
Yeah, the onset was kind of tricky because at first like, damn fly. And then it's like, there was blood and a fly. And they're like, oh, wait, that's not good. And then there was another one and another one. And you're like, oh, that's really not good.
Oh, shit.
And then like you said, it's a fucking swarm. She's like, oh my God, and takes off out of her tree right into a gar.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing that bothered me. She screams. I imagine the gar screams. It's fully terrifying. She's about to die, and then it's done. That's the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you, was it a long tail gar or a short tail gar?
Yeah, it probably doesn't matter to her.
At this point, she's so close to the gar. No, it doesn't. I mean, I don't know. It probably wouldn't give a shit either way. Like you're saying, it's just, she's done.
Yeah, it reaches for her and she pees. And that's
Nice little detail at the end there.
it's the end.